Okay, so I wanted to make sure that you knew how to take your data table and turn it into a actual double bar graph here. So I showed you in class today the one for fish, but let's go through and let's do the reptile one together here so that way you know exactly how we're doing this here. So one of the things that I did, and I apologize because I don't know how to move this out of the way here, might not move out of the way, is I actually made a separate tab down here and I renamed the tabs, and I apologize that you guys can't see that, but I promise you I've renamed the tabs. Okay, I'm going to start off here. Here is the textbook pages there. There is the data table that we have about reptile families. So the first thing I want to put in is I want to put on the categories that we have. Number of first appearances and number of last appearances. So again, this is talking about the number of fossils that are found for the first time in each time chunk, as well as the number of fossils that are found for the last time in that time chunk. So let's put those categories in. So number of first appearances, number of last appearances. Okay. Then across the top, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the time. And remember what I said in class, include the number plus MYA from millions of years ago. Because otherwise Google doesn't know how to treat it if it's just a number. It thinks it's part of your data set, and it's not in this case here. So we're going to go with greater than 545, then 45. So greater than 545, MYA, 485, MYA, 425, 365. So 65, MYA, oops, forgot it there. 305, 245. 245, MYA. 185, 125. Then our last two are 65 million years ago and 0. So 65 MYA and 0 MYA. Okay, so we've now set it up here. If you want to make this, a little less annoying to you, you can format it so that way if you take the text and you do wrap the text in text wrapping, it won't overlap into the next slide there. All right, so now we're just going to plug in the data that we had. So in that first category, and again, remember we said that we're going to slide these numbers at the top here, the time factor over a little bit so it matches up. So 545, 00. 485, 00, 425, 00, 365, 00. So those first four we can put in pretty easily. So 00, 00, 00, 00, 0. Okay, at 305 million years ago, we have 3 appearances for the first time, and one of those appearances, that's the last time we're ever going to see it. So 3 and 1. For 245, it's 67 and 57. At 185, 95, and 93. At 125, 68, and 46. At 65 million years ago, it is 97 and 84. And then in the present time-ish, 35 and 26. 35 and 26. Okay, so there is my data table that I have taken from here. Okay, now if I want to turn it into a graph, this is the easy part. Once I've plugged in that data, now it's pretty simple to turn it into a graph. I'm going to highlight everything that we've got here. So all 3 rows of text here. I'm going to come over to this button right here, which says Insert Chart. And when I click on that, it should give us a double bar graph here. So let's see. There we go. So the only thing that we need to do now is we need to change the name of this. And so if we go back up here, um, history of fossil reptile families, that's what we're going to call it. History of fossil reptile families. So then you're going to go ahead and just copy this and paste it into your Activity 11 document, which I don't have up here. Hold on, I'm going to pause this. Okay, now we're back here. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy this. So we simply just right click on it. Oops, that is not quite going to work here. So let's highlight it. Let's Control C it. Come over here. And we're going to plug this in right here where it says put your double bar graph here for reptiles. So delete that. Control V. I'm going to just change it to paste unlinked because I don't need it to go back and change anything. And there is our graph. So that's what you're going to do for both reptiles and for mammals here. So make sure that you actually, I can't move it right now because I'm recording this. Make sure that you actually go ahead and do that. Change the title. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So tomorrow we're actually going to make sure that we take a look at the double bar graph we have for fish, the double bar graph we have for reptiles, double bar graph we have for mammals, and start to make some sense out of it. All right. If you need anything, send an email. Have a good one.